Hi, I'm E.D. Lewis, and welcome back to my channel for another nocturnal review. Before we get started, I haven't done this for a while, but please hit that like button, that subscribe button with the little bell, especially so you get notifications on my latest videos, as well as also please leave a comment down below, because I like to read those comments, you know, when I get them. Okay, so now we got the business part out of the way. Let's talk about my review this time. So, I am reviewing my summer read, which is a point horror book, and if you're familiar with point horror, they, I don't know much about the company, except for it's a division. I don't know if it was a publishing company exactly, or a division of Scholastic, but it was called Point. They had all kinds of books, but they're particularly famous for their horror books, or thrillers, depending upon, you know, if you lived in the United States, like I did. Although these books are a little before my time and a little during as well. They were known as thrillers, and across the pond in, like, England, they actually had the thing that said point horror on them. So, but I refer to them as point horror, and everybody else does too, so that's what we're going to call it, is point horror. So it is another point horror book. This is the third one I've read, third one I've talked about and kind of reviewed, because my first one was from last year's Halloween-a-thon, and I only briefly talked about it, and Bunnicula, which is a kid's horror novel. And then the last one I had read was The Fog, the start of the trilogy by, Carolyn Cooney, and now I'm reviewing my third one, which was my summer read, which is called The Lifeguard by Richie Tankersley Cusick. Is that how you pronounce her name? I'm unfamiliar with how to pronounce her name, but I'm not unfamiliar with her writing style, apparently, because back when I did my review of Crimson Peak, by you know, the novelization of the film by, Nancy Halder, you know, based off the film by Guillermo del Toro, I said that I had read two previous books of hers, and they were Buffy the Vampire Slayer novelizations. I was wrong. They were not by her. They were by her, by Richie, I'm just going to say Cusick and not say her middle name, because I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, and I hate mispronouncing names, unless I have no idea I'm doing it, and I think it's right, then, you know, I do it shamelessly till I find out I'm wrong. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. So I prefer to know how to pronounce a name. But anyway, because the novelization of the original film by Joss Whedon was written by her, as well as this author, Richie Cusick, and the novelization of the first two episodes of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Welcome to the Hellmouth and The Harvest, which was just called The Harvest as the novel, I had also read. So I read those early in college, so. And I liked both those novelizations. They were very good novelizations, and of course I like the novelization of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the movie, better than the movie, though I also liked the movie as well. The novelization was much better. So I have actually read her work before, but this is the oldest piece of her work that I've read. This is one of the earliest point horror books. It came out in 1988, before my time, and this is, I think, the original cover. I mean, there is the British version, which says point horror right here, and the tag, I think, is down here in the water, or in the sand or something. But this book actually is available on Kindle. You can get it, and it has a new cover. Of course, it's not through Point anymore, but it has an updated cover, but you still get the Lifeguard up on the stand and stuff. It's just done a little differently. So anyway, let's talk about the book. Sorry, I'm running over my words a little bit for some reason tonight. So, Kelsey, main character of the book, she's going on summer vacation with her mom. They're going to Beverly Island, which is this famous tropical island, and she's not thrilled about it. They're going to go stay at her mom's boyfriend's beach house and stay with him and his kids. Beth, Justin, and what was the other one's name? He was the surly brother. Neil, that was his name. Neil. Which I actually really liked Neil, even though he was so surly and stuff. So, they're on their way. Kelsey has this terrible dream, this memory from the past. And, the less said about that, the better, because that's something that comes up later on, and it's an important part of the story. So, when they get there and stuff, they're kind of shocked because a tragedy has happened. One of the missing girls, because girls have gone missing recently, and, for mysterious reasons, the newest missing girl is actually the daughter of Kelsey's mother's boyfriend, Beth. So she's gone missing, and she is this really sweet girl and stuff. She liked to leave notes and stuff. She liked to be very, she liked to make friends, is what I'm trying to say here. And so she leaves all these cool little notes for Kelsey and stuff, and Kelsey's actually going to stay in her room, and there's 2 beds, and, she's like, you know, oh, well, you know, when she's found, you know, we'll be friends and stuff. You know, she seems like she's just such a sweet girl. Then she finds this one note that says, you know, that tells her that Kelsey, something along the lines of, Kelsey, I think someone's trying to kill me. And that starts to unravel a whole mystery of what is happening to these girls, and are the things that Kelsey's seeing and experiencing really real? And who is her stalker? Is it this crazy guy who lives near the lighthouse in a boathouse? Is it, you know, one of the lifeguards? Is it, someone completely unrelated to the whole thing? You know, what's going on? Is she imagining things? Is she crazy? Or is this all real? I mean, she finds a string of evidence. You'll just have to read to find out. This book is kind of slasher-y. And there is one character in it who becomes the main character's best friend. Her name is Donna, and she's actually dating one of the lifeguards named Skip. And every time her name came up, I kept thinking of Donna from Beverly Hills 90210 for some reason. I mean, it would be that time period, because when did that show come out? Like, 88, 89, somewhere around there, so around the same time. And so I just kept thinking of Donna from that show. And this book, something about it, I don't know exactly why, because it's not quite the same thing, but it reminded me of kind of a Dario Argento for some reason. I don't know, I got that feel from it. It's clearly, there's not this ultra violence, you know, going on, or, you know, really heavy violence, and lots of murder and stuff. I mean, there is a little bit of blood, there is bodies that are found, there's violent attacks, there's stalker, it's a mystery, but just something about it reminded me like a toned down version of Argento's work for some reason. Like a teen version of it, I guess. So, anyway. I enjoyed this book. It could have been better, but, I mean, granted for, you know, the type of book it is and stuff, and the time that it came out, it's not bad. I would recommend it. It's a good little read. It's only, the copy I have is only like 212 pages if you don't count the author page and then all the list of books at the back. So I do recommend it, just like I recommended The Fog. The Fog was very much psychological. This is somewhat psychological, but there is stuff, you know, there's definitely stuff happening. And it was very 80s, and I like that. I love the 80s. I wasn't born in the 80s, but I love the 80s, so it was, you know, awesome. And I like this cover. So, and it's an original one, it even has the raised title. So, that is my review for my summer read. So, if you get a chance, you can get this book actually on Kindle. They may even be selling it in paperback again with the new cover. If you find an old copy, awesome. You know, I actually prefer this cover to the newer one, but the newer one is reminiscent of it, so. Anyway, I will see you next time for another review. Take care, stay safe, and stay cool. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.